We are currently at the Ejura Public School Park where the voting process is taking place, or where the voting is taking place. You can see a very long queue here. They are expecting about 1,125 voters to cast their vote for their preferred candidate here at the Ejura Sekyeredumasi constituency. And earlier today, the voting process actually didn't start early because the weather wasn't good, and then election officials thought that the rain could fall, so they had to wait for some time. And so it started at 8 a.m. and so as you can see, the voting process is going on smoothly here. Let's try and speak to some of the aspiring parliamentary candidates for the NDC and find out what are their expectations. First, let's speak to the incumbent, Bawa Mohammed Braimah, and find out his expectations. What are your expectations today?
Today my expectation is that the delegates are going to give me an overwhelming endorsement because of the achievements that I've achieved for the party. Ever since I came into the scene in 2014 as the municipal chief executive, I have held the fort for the party, and then also helped to galvanize the party, the grassroots of the party. Then our seat was in the hands of the New Patriotic Party. I worked very hard and I was able to recapture the seat back. And so the delegates have seen the kind of hard work that I'm doing. And based on my performance, it is my expectation that the delegates are going to give me an overwhelming endorsement so that I'll continue with the good work that I'm doing so as to retain the seat for the great NDC party.
So he accused the former MP for the area, of sponsoring some two other candidates to actually unseat him in this particular election. He says the former MP is behind so many actions against him, and he is not perturbed at all because he's hoping to garner about 80% of the vote today.
People are saying this particular competition is a very difficult one, considering the fact that two people from your constituency are actually competing with you. They are saying it's going to be difficult for you. Do you agree with them?
I don't agree at all, because even during the last election, the last 4 years, that was in the year 2015 when we went for the parliamentary primaries, I was contested by two aspirants who I feel were even more competitive than these ones who are coming. Because I'm saying they are more competitive because they were people who have worked for the party, tirelessly for the party, and the party even knew them. If I say the party, the grassroots even knew them. Unlike these people who are coming, I see these people as hired people who have been hired to come and cause division in the party. And I know, and I believe, and I trust my branch executives that they are not going to fall for it.
When you say they are hired, they are being hired, what exactly do you mean?
I'm saying that they are being hired by our opponents, through some of our disgruntled members, to come and cause division in the party. And I know with my track record, and the kind of work that I've done, and the trust that the branch executives have for me, I know they are not going to fall for it. This election is going to be the most cheapest election that I've ever gone through in the history of this party.
How did you come to that conclusion?
I've come to that conclusion because the delegates are here. They tell me, everywhere when they tell me, Honorable, go and sleep, we know it is the work of our opponents to try and cause division amongst us, and we are not going to fall for it. We are not going to fall for it.
Evidence to that.
And I'm going to make. I have evidence to that because last 4 years, our former MP who campaigned against us, who led a skirt and blast campaign, is the one behind these candidates and going around campaigning for them. And so once he's
you see him yourself campaigning for them?
Seriously, yes. And we have a lot of delegates here who can attest to that. That he called them that they should vote for these candidates. And we see him as an agent of the MPP. Pangabu is an agent of the MPP.
Probably you are not doing something that he thinks that is not good for the party.
He is not a member of the party. He's not a card-bearer member of the party. For now, every former appointee of the party who is a member of good standing votes. Let's go and you check our constituency register. Today that we are voting, whether he will vote or not. Once he doesn't hold our card, he's not a member of good standing, and so he's a traitor in the party. And after this, the youth have resolved that they are going to make a definite appeal to the national executives to define him. to define his personality as to who he is in the party.
So you mean those two contestants, are being hired?
Are being sponsored by him.
So now you are sure of winning the election.
What happens? Going to be an endorsement.
What happens if you lose?
Who loses?
What happens if your people don't vote for you?
I'm saying that I'm not expecting anything less than 80% of the votes.
Yes. So what would happen if, assuming,
that assumption is not there. So don't talk about it. It's even not there. It is not there at all. Right. It is not there.
My final question: would you actually get in touch with these people after the election, assuming you've won the election?
After the election, I will accept them as the prodigal, in the biblical story where the father accepted the prodigal son. I will accept them as my children and work with them, and for them to realize that they took a wrong decision, and that this party is solid. And that this party can never be divided, and that no outside, no intruder can go into this party to derail us from our focus of retaining this seat, and our focus of returning President John Dramani Mahama back to the Flagstaff House.
We are trying all we could to speak to the other contestants here at the Ejura Sekyerdumasi constituency. We are hoping that any moment from now they'll be here so that we could speak to them and find out their expectations about today's voting, and we would also, put to them about the accusation the incumbent MP made against them, and find out whether they are true or not. Reporting from the Ejura Public Park here at the Ejura Sekyerdumasi constituency, my name is Mahmud Mohammed-Nurudeen.